Welcome back to Reality Muse. We are recapping Big Brother Week 2. Thank you those who joined us last week, and I'm so glad that you're back this week. Before we get into it, I mentioned that a part of what you get from watching our recaps is outside of our wit and humor, you get a little bit of a strategic lens. And I want to share why we think we are bringing a strategic lens. So a little bit about me. I'm currently a leadership coach, but prior to that, I worked in politics for about a decade. I should have said that actually, just in case I go on Big Brother. I didn't work in politics, but let's say if I did, I worked on political campaigns, a couple of presidentials, a couple of Senate races as a campaign strategist. So that's where a little bit of that coming back from me. And I did
Love
not
that.
share last week, but Mr. Lance was just on, or he just appeared, I should say, on Fear Factor House of Fear.
Uh-huh.
So I understand that you have to have like a bit of a strategic mind to make it far in the game. So
Yeah.
share a little bit about what that looked like for you.
Yeah, for me, the reboot of Fear Factor brought a different lens. It was basically Big Brother version of everything. So someone will win a
Ooh.
challenge, you would nominate people for elimination, and they go in and have to, fight for their safety. So for me, I brought the strategic lens because I've played the game two, three, four steps ahead of other people. Where like once they watched the show, they sat back and was like, "Oh, Lance, you was doing XYZ. Now I don't like you. Now I feel some type of way." So like for me, I always knew that if I ever got the chance to play a social strategic game, that I would bring it on a level of realizing who are my allies, who I need to get out before they get me, and knowing who I needed to maneuver with to ensure that at the end of the day, I come out on top. And with Fear
Mm.
Factor, no spoilers with it if you haven't watched it, but also spoiler.
Oh.
Um, you know, maybe Mata didn't get the check, but when you think about who was the power players of this new reboot first season, and maybe also the reason why we're having a second season, is because of me. So go out and watch it and see exactly what I mean when I say
Ooh.
this.
That might be fun. Like, y'all, I haven't watched it yet. I wanted to watch it before we started, but it's a lot of TV to watch right now.
Yeah.
But if y'all want to watch it with me, then we can. Ooh, maybe we can. You know what? No, you should get paid for that, for you to give your own
It's
recap.
okay, girl. Yeah.
But maybe we should that'll be really fun. So think we have a legit reality star here, guys. So
Put up a
subscribe
setup.
and keep
Yeah,
up with us. So okay,
exactly.
let's get into week 2.
Yeah. Very explosive week,
It's
right?
get into it. Tell me what your thoughts are. Yeah.
Yeah, a very explosive week. Like this week, I knew soon as we saw that Rick Devons was the HOH that he was either going to go 10,000 or try to keep it very safe and somber. And he literally took the go 10,000 route. It might be week 2 in the Big Brother house, but in his brain, this is day 30 of
Ugh.
Survivor. And he's like going crazy and he's like yearning for that power and to make power moves. But when I think about what he did in it, when you walk away with the week as a whole, to me, Rick Devens walked away very scot-free from all the drama, did all the explosion, caused a lot of people to distrust other people, caused the other side of the house to fracture even more while his side stay intact. And it's honestly kudos for him as a whole when you think about his HOH week.
No, I think in the end, I think Devins had a great HOH. So let's start. Well, let's start with him winning the HOH. We're not going to
Yeah.
talk about the competition because honestly, the competitions are becoming more and more boring for me. I feel like when I was watching like season 20 with, what is it? Yeah, season 20 with KC, those were
Mhm.
so exciting. When DX was like in comp, so exciting. It's
Yeah.
not been fun for me. But
Yeah.
Devin wins and, he decides to put up, I was about to say Mallory, Melody,
Mhm.
Jason, and Lyric.
Yeah.
Very fun nominees. What did you think about that initial set?
Yeah, like for me, it was very much so exciting to see Angela's strategic hack go
Ooh.
crazy. For me, once Drew brought the information to Angela about the way that Jason has been moving behind her back, it just caused her to really think about like, is Jason going to be good for my game? And set the plan in motion, knowing that Devins was itching to cause a scene and go crazy. That, hey, this is someone I could pitch this to, and he's supposed to be one of my closest allies. Let's go crazy with their thought process of getting rid of Rome at the end of the week, but also scaring his allies to know that, hey, you want to set yourself up with him? you may be the one that has to bite the bullet.
She picked the right one. You're absolutely right. Like she knew that Devons is someone who is like wants chaos and wants to like. So she was absolutely right to push Rome. I kind of wasn't ready. Like Friday when I was kind of watching it all go down, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I didn't realize that Rome was that guy, but he is that guy.
I mean, but was he that guy? I think they just prematurely saw something because they have their concrete set. So anybody that's doing anything outside of their set is a threat to them. Let it have been Lala, let it have been Taylor, let it have been Yash. They would be feeling that any one of them is the Don Dada. So
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Angela, I will say I'm living for Angela, but
yeah,
her paranoia, like Drew really unlocked her paranoia in the
yeah.
house. So everyone is, I heard today, I'll give you a little spoiler. Today, she's kind of like, Taylor, should we get Taylor? Note on that, actually. I'm going to take back a little bit of us not talking about the feeds. I think we'll talk
Mhm.
about the feeds if it adds
Yeah,
context
for
to the
sure.
story, but we will not do spoilers. But if it adds context. And on that note, let's talk about the HOH nominations, the explosive nominations. It was very fun last Friday, guys. I
Mm,
keep your eyes out, folks. If y'all are on Twitter or on Threads, and if folks start talking about if they bring up the feeds, jump on because sometimes there's some like exciting things happening. So it was
yeah.
a lot of chaos after Devon's nominated his three, starting with Angela and what's his name, Jason.
Mhm.
Angela was a little cunty. She was a little cunty.
I mean, like for me, it just kind of gave a little bit agitating. Like it would grind my gears. Like, yes, what Jason did was wrong, the pandering from the camera. I honestly was itching and hoping because I watched it on the feeds like live.
Mm-hmm.
I was itching for her to make a mistake and mention Drew so
I
Drew's game could get
know.
exposed a little bit. But I think she's just so smart and she handled it so well
She
and
did.
kept the person who she gained information from, where Jason even started thinking like, oh shit, did she turn around while I was making that face and
Yeah.
shit? It had Jason second guessing it. But seeing it live, like unedited, like the episode and watching the feeds, it was explosive. They didn't show a lot of aspects of it when
Yeah.
Haley was getting rammed up by Jason and Rome and Lala.
Wait,
I
pause
like,
there. Pause at the Haley because I did miss the context of why. Like, what did she say to get Rome to be like, you're
yeah,
unbearable? Yeah.
she just had started like adding, like already Jason is getting dogpiled by Angela, getting dogpiled by Devins, and it wasn't her place. So she had made a remark about Jason saying that he could peruse the girls, and Rome was like, you're being snarky and nasty. Because I think Rome had said something about it was like something Jason was walking away from the situation, and Haley just had butted in when it wasn't necessary, and it
Mm-hmm.
just caused Rome to like fly because at that point he's starting to realize that I am the one that they're targeting, and they're shooting at people who
Yeah.
are at my hip, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like, dang, why are people that I like getting messed over for my game? So it just caused
Mm-hmm.
him to explode, and I think it would have been me too. Like Haley, shut up. Doesn't have nothing to do with you, first of all. Like you're in the tool shed, yes, 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 but like, girl, people hate you. D is
No one likes
secretly,
her.
yeah, like on the feeds, D secretly hates her guts. The only people that really care about her is Chuck and Kamu, and they're just using her. And the first chance that the other side get will give the other side a chance to take out Haley and cause Rick Devons, Angela, and D to be safe. So Haley, calm down. Like sit yourself down.
I don't they don't show a lot of Haley and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not checking for her on the feed, so I'm just
Mm-hmm.
not landing with her. Like I know that people don't like her, but it's fine, whatever, girl.
Yeah.
It was fun. So yeah, so Jason got clocked. He's
Mm-hmm.
aware that they know about what happened. You are absolutely right that Angela did an excellent job of one,
Oh my God.
making herself not seem problematic because there were points where if the next thing she didn't say was correct, it could have went into problematic
Yeah.
territory. So I agree that she handled it very smartly. And yeah, she left Jason thinking like, oh, she must have saw me make
Yeah.
the little thing. So Drew kept quiet, kept his head down.
He was shook. His eyes were big, and he was just waiting because it takes Angela's dial to turn just a little bit more, and
Hmm.
Drew could have been totally exposed.
And just like back to Devon's really quick, I think he handled all of the fallout really well. Like he stuck to what the
Amazing.
truth was. Like he's like, Rome, yes, this is what you said. Like
Yeah.
it was not as bad as we are making it seem. Like I put you in a position where you had to pick three and you messed up by,
Yeah.
agreeing to do that. I think also his conversation with Melody, I don't know if they showed it, but that, like, I just feel like he did, like, a really good job to just be like, I'm
padding
trying
the
to be
wound.
mature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pad the wound, because even him mentioning like, "Hey, Rome, like, don't hate you," because even though Angela was spreading like, "People hate Jason, people hate Rome," he was like, "Well, just let you know, I don't hate you." Even telling it to Jason, "I don't hate you." So it causes them to be like, "Okay, if I have to strike, I would much rather strike at Crazy Angela or Mildy Haley before I even have to worry about Devins." And he been the one who caused all this chaos, even waking up Barrett out of bed and setting up his whole alliance when Rome and Jason are right there in the kitchen. Like, that was also some great cinema and great TV to see that alliance get fully created with them pulling each person one by one by one, and the other people are just in the kitchen. So should they have put doorbells on everyone else to be like, hey, even though we might not be aligned, we might want to pull it together. So they're fumbling as well. The other side of the house is just
Yeah.
not pulling it
They're
together.
not there. It's so interesting. You might even be surprised on who my flop of the week is, but yeah, they're just like, no, like, it's just two separate games happening. It's
Yeah.
almost like three separate games, because I actually feel like Chuck and Haley are playing a different game than other people.
But think they're
Obviously, like,
playing so well, right?
yeah, crossover is his own game, and then the other half, Meg. Okay, so Melody. Let me just stop at Melody real quick. First of all, I'm starting to like her.
Okay.
I'm starting to like her because she's a game bot.
Okay.
She is so serious. She's like, everything is about the game. So she's kind of fun. And I think, like, I saw this like clip where she was like hyping herself up before the veto,
Yeah.
and was like dancing and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I like that. But
Yeah,
she looks
she's
like
trying.
Meg. She looks like Meg to me from Family Guy.
My God.
So now I'm gonna call her Meg just because it's gonna happen. So what was I gonna say about her actually though? What was I gonna say about her?
Are you saying how she's a game bot and how you starting to like her? Like, so what
That there
aspects
was something
is
she
turning you
did.
to really? Is it like her conversation with
No.
Drew? Because she's been keeping that relationship
Well, that is
very
cute.
open and vocal, and I
That
think
is a cute.
that's also what's causing the divide between Angela D, thinking that Drew is always with the adversaries, the ops, and
I remember I was gonna say, Meg is the only person who's actually like aware of the split group, and like in a series, like, and is trying to like massage it back and forth. She's
yeah,
not making any inroads,
yeah,
mind you, but I just feel
yeah,
like
because
she's like
she's more,
alive.
yeah, she's more hurt by feeling like she don't have anybody. She's trying to figure out which end can she go in, not realizing that the other side is kind of locked, where you might want to pull yourself in to creating new stuff with the other side, maybe include Drew and Barrett, you know?
Let me tell you why she doesn't have any strong allies. Because every time she talks to someone, it is always about her game. I really want
No
to be
shade.
here. I gotta
I
move. I
realize
gotta
that
do
too.
this for my game. And so everyone from D on down, every conversation she has, like, they're just, well, starting with D, right? I don't think I mentioned this last week, but last week, her going up there and being like, hey, I'm not that cool with Mallory, actually.
Yeah,
You're okay. Well, you're not going to be, if you can't be loyal to this girl from day one, you're definitely not going to be loyal to me at any point.
exactly.
And she did the similar thing to Rome. I mean, not to Rome, to Devins. Like, I
Yeah,
really
it's
want
like
to be here.
she just threw people away when she didn't feel that she would need them, and now she's realizing that, oh shit, stuff is being formed. So I need, now those relationships that I threw away so easily are slowly going to trash.
No, well, she just does not, again, she's not a friend, to anyone, right? Like, when her and Lyric was on the block, she was making it seem like, why are you telling Lyric that I don't trust your boyfriend anymore?
Yeah, well, we don't need that
And
right now. Like,
why
girl, like,
why would your boyfriend be more loyal to me over you, right? Like,
exactly.
keep these things to yourself. Be
People don't think.
loyal.
People don't think. They don't think, because eventually you're gonna need that. Like, you're gonna need lyrics. You might need a Jason, but just making them feel down in the moments that they already are in the dirt, it doesn't help it. You know.
And I want to make this point very clear. No one is, maybe Drew,
Mm-hmm.
but no one else can trust her,
At all.
because all of her thinking, all the things
Self.
that she says out loud is about herself.
Self. Yep.
She is never, no one, I promise you, no one cares about the fact that you really want to be here. No one
Right.
cares about the fact that you think strategically in your
Yeah.
game and you want to play. Like, all that makes me want to do is put you on the block, which is gonna keep happening.
Yeah. And that's why she's
So
so expendable too. Like if the right people were nominated in a different way that Blockbuster could happen, she could have been like, okay, well, we want our ally to stay and their ally save themselves so you could go. And I could see that happening in a future week.
yeah, like, and let's get into, because okay, so Melody is Meg
Mhm.
and Lyric is Hot Girl Lyric
Oh
because
my,
she
very
is
hot girl.
her parents named her right because she is a
Mhm.
siren.
Uh,
Like, she
uh,
just, that baby voice, it don't work for me
oh my God. The baby voice gets on
personally,
my nerves,
but it
Misha.
works for the men. It works
Like,
for the men.
it's just something about like when you hear her talk to her girl, like the girls, or
Hmm.
you hear her talk to, the people that she's not like sexually interested in. When she talked to some of these guys, like even how she was talking to Chuck and Yash, like her voice goes up to
It's
this
weird.
pitch. And it's kind of like one of the things that grind my gears about how like women change when they're trying to like, it's almost like when they call a man daddy and they
I
turn
know.
into a
She's
little
close.
baby. Like,
She's close to it.
ew. It's
I know.
crazy.
I know. I'm not a fan of Lyric, but Lyric did eat this week over Meg. Like, if we're doing Meg versus Hot Girl,
I mean, you did enough for a man to vouch for someone else to get you off the block, fake a breakup, rub on two other men, make Rick Devons feel like you got him, and get yourself off the block. Kudos to her, right?
kudos. Like, and that's like, Meg should learn from that. The two
Hmm.
differences, Lyric came in, when something very like tangible, when I am HOH,
Hmm.
I will not put you on the
I
block at
promise.
all.
Yeah.
Tangible. Even if it's
Hmm.
not true, you still want to hear that
Exactly.
over, again, someone being like,
We'll
keep
see her.
me, keep me.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Because there's
So,
only so much a keep me as you can have. Like you say,
yeah.
you have to bring something to the table. Even with Jason, a lot of his pitches were, I will show and prove to you all, even though y'all put me up, even though you did this, even though you've been targeting me, from Angela and to Devins, I will show and prove to you that I won't put you up. Jason wins HOH. We don't know what Jason might do, but hey, at this point, it makes them feel like, okay, I could give you a week. I could work with my people to keep you here because it doesn't mean I'm immediately out. Opposed to someone like a Mel who will easily put Devins on the block.
Melody. I mean,
Yeah.
Meg.
Meg. I
So
gotta get used to you calling her Meg.
I agree. I agree. Do you think, because now we know that Jason, I was very happy that he won the
Oh my
Blockbuster.
God. I was on the
Do
edge of
you,
my seat.
I'm so glad that he won. Do you think prior to him winning, did he like gain any favor? Like, do you think he made any movement to finding new
Um,
trust in the house?
for me, like, of course, you could kind of see it in the episode. He really like ironed things out with Angela, started to iron things out with other people. And then if you really, I'm a feeder, so I feel like on the feeds, Jason was putting in extra work to let people know, like, hey, I was emotional in the moment, but I'm not butthurt. I know it's a game. Let's play it. I'm sorry for what I've done. I'm sorry for how I came across. I think he's very remorseful of using the tactic of, being the only gay guy in the house and then losing his mother with Angela. I think he realized, like, okay, maybe I don't go that route. That's why America probably isn't voted for me. Like,
Yeah.
it's really starting to check in and is realizing like I really do want to be here. So maybe I need to change up how I'm moving and shaking. So like he even in his eviction vote was like, for my game, I have to vote out Rome, even though keeping Rome would definitely work best for their game. But
Yeah.
sometimes you have to like show and prove your actions to other people. And I think Jason is slowly realizing that maybe it could possibly keep him off the block, depending on who will win HOH.
Let me tell you something I realized. First, again, I want to say that, like, I'm a fan
Mm,
of Jason's. I'm happy that he's there for another week. But
yeah.
something I have realized, and it's something that I saw during Drag Race All Stars and on his season, I didn't have
Hmm.
the word for it, but the word is he has a sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks that he is like top of the crop, which you should. Like, I want
Of
everyone
course,
to
the
have
level
that
of
type of.
delusion, right?
Yes, but he never met, like, his style never measured up to,
Hmm.
I would never consider them a fashion girly on the show.
Yeah.
Their talent, they are funny, so
Yeah.
they think that they need to be up here. And I'm not saying that they're any lower, but there just is
No.
a sense of entitlement
I
with a
mean,
lack of awareness on the other end of it.
yeah, because it even goes back to like I think Jason had a little pit in his chest that these other reality stars from Survivor and Big Brother are being announced as these icons coming into the house. And he feels like, oh, if I would have been announced as like RuPaul's Drag Race, maybe I would have had the level of fangirliness and maybe I would have been immediately embedded to those four. So it's like, since I'm not being pitched as that, I'm pitched as a new house guest, as Jason, not Selena. I need them to go out so that I can have my
Can be the
star.
star again. And but I came to the word entitlement because of
Mhm.
when they were disappointed, the Drag
America,
Race
yeah.
fans that drag. You thought you did that great of a job for
And,
Drag Race to pull in for you? Like,
and that's what
no,
I'm saying. Like, even if the
yes,
quarter of Drag Race fans watch this show, it's still a plethora of Big Brother fans that will always vote Angela before anybody, that will always vote vote a Devons before even the 25% of Drag Race fans that might watch. And then the 25 that might watch probably weren't fans of you. Jason was not a fan favorite. Selena was
no,
not a fan favorite.
no
You know, people did holler about her being robbed on All Stars, but also you did some shiesty stuff on All Stars that made people be like, girl, you deserve not to make it. So the fans are not gung ho for Selena. You're not a fan favorite in the Drag Race world. So how you thought you was going to come and be a fan favorite in Big Brother?
Okay, you know what keeps messing them up too is
Mhm.
that they talk such a big game. This is what I have.
Mhm.
This has been my experience watching her on Drag Race. Is they would really hype up how they're about
Mhm.
to perform, how they're about to appear. I'm so ready for this. And then I
Mhm.
see it and I'm like, that's what you gave
Okay.
us? I'm always disappointed.
Okay.
But they get me up though. Like I do start to believe them until I see it. Um, and so
And
this is the same experience. Like I
yeah,
really thought that they were going to come in with a strategic mind, and
yeah.
first week you give away your whole game to a 22-year-old Drew.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The plus side is the yin to the yang of it is that, like, yeah, the strategic strategy is definitely depleting, but Jason has won a challenge every week that they have played so far. They was
Right.
safe round one, and then they also won this blockbuster to finally concrete themselves safety, because let Rome have won that blockbuster, Jason was gone. So it's like, at the end of the day, yes, the strategic strategy is lackluster, but they're performing enough physicality and mental to give themselves some time. And even if they get nominated this week, or if they don't win HOH, they have a possible two chances if they're initial nom. And I feel like out of two chances, Jason literally lost the POV from Rick Devons by
Oh
zero
wow.
0.5 seconds.
Yeah. Now,
Literally.
that's actually the
So
exciting part
they've
about
been
their game at
performing.
this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their ability to win is exciting to
Yeah.
me. Like every
Mhm.
week now, like as soon as they won the blockbuster, I'm like, "Oh, and what if they win
Let's
HOH?"
go.
And it's just like, so that is going to continue to bring me in.
Mhm.
But I am disappointed on just their
The
overall thinking in
strategic
the
level,
house.
yeah.
So yes. Now we're gonna get into people who are a bit at
Snoozy.
the bottom, starting with Lala. I want to talk
Mm.
about Lala and Angela. Girl, Lala, you need to be on Angela. You need to be her bestie. You need to be her a Felicia to her Cerie. Like, get on that because I think Angela would love to be
She would
friends
she
with
would
her.
love that.
And
Yeah.
I saw on the feed, so on the episode we saw
Mhm.
Lala just brokenhearted because she found out that Rome, she's not a part of his top three or whatever. And they did frame it pretty bad to her, so very emotional. But Angela
But
pulled her into
yeah.
the storage room
Mhm.
and really talked her up. Said that like that is like, I understand how you're feeling the way I'm feeling, but like Rome really does love you and really does want you to be here and has you,
Yeah.
and just really spoke her up. And like there was like this thing of like, I got you, I love you, I got you, like each other saying that. And
Mhm.
I don't think it was 100% authentic, but what if it
No,
was? But
because
what if it was?
she added the meat and potatoes, because Rome never said he was putting her head on the slaughter. Rome
Mm-hmm.
literally just, honestly, Rome is not like me and can't think on a
No,
strategic swivel, because
no.
no shade, I would have pivoted to Lala and been like, hey, look what happened. The people I vouched for ended up on the block. I didn't want to mention your name because they know me and Lyric are close. They see me and Jason always together with Lyric. I didn't want to mention you because I don't want to add to that drama. And look what happened. It kept you off the block. But Rome didn't know how to spin it. He just was so caught off guard and so hurt by his girl being on the block and him possibly being backdoor that I would have been able to spin it really quick and Lala would have
No,
had to understand.
I don't think that would have worked. I don't
I
think that
think
would
it
have
would
worked.
have. She
No,
just needed, okay.
because literally what happened is who do I have to save? And he
Yeah.
said Jason and Lyric. Now, yes, he can say, we'll see see it worked out,
Well, on the
but
feast,
it did.
he originally named Lala, Taylor,
Yeah.
and Mallory.
All
But
of that was
like,
made clear to her though.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, all of that was made so she's aware of the pecking order.
Mm-hmm.
But I think him being emotional when she came to hug him, I think that like got their loyalty back together.
Oh yeah,
I
she's
think
not. She wasn't wavering. Yeah,
I think having like a calculated move to it would have felt like she needs that heart. Like the way I think that's
I
probably
need
why
her to
she's
lose
hearing.
the heart though. I need her to lose the heart if she want to win
Yeah,
this
I
game.
agree. I
Because
agree.
at the end of the day, she's going to keep herself on a lower level of pecking orders and not creating those concrete bonds with some of the people who's going to be winning challenges. Like, you need to have some type of rapport with D, because even if they're not winning, they have some type of favor. You need to have some type of rapport with Angela. But we saw since week one, she's been anti-Angela. It's only room
It's
for
so
one 50
dumb.
plus year old. Like, no, let's rock it till the wheels fall off
It's so
because
dumb.
Angela will have power in this game. So you ostracizing the people that's going to have power only leaves you at the bottom of pecking orders. And then now you're realizing that you also are at the bottom of pecking orders.
Y'all, if y'all ever decide to apply for this show, you gotta check your ego. Check your
Yeah.
ego, check your insecurities, because that is hurting
Yeah.
Jason and Lala in this game. Them both feeling like they need to be the only one.
Also
And
Taylor a little bit too.
what's going on with
She's
Taylor?
she just takes a back. She feels that the backseat approach is what needs to be done. And even some of her talks on the
Mm,
feeds, when someone brings up a way that she could find her way in, she constantly like Drew have brought up, like, hey, maybe you need to talk to D a little bit, get a little closer with D, because that will be ever. We see her kind of do it because like her, D, and Lala and Angela created a small little alliance. Don't know
yeah,
how true that's going to work, but she also hasn't, it's always been someone else pushing her to do it. It was Drew saying, get your way in. And then it was Lala concreting the group of four. And it's
yeah,
like, I feel like Taylor's taking too much of a black backseat that she
I agree.
could possibly be expendable to some people as well.
And the thing is about this other side is that
Yeah.
Jason has already fallen.
Mhm.
Rome has fallen. So
Mhm.
there needs to be a new leader. That could have been Mallory. It's not happening with Mallory. Drew's kind of there, but Drew, like, it could be Taylor. Taylor could be the person to bring in Lala, to bring in Jason, to bring in Cash, to bring in the other stragglers,
Yeah.
and just to get a little name, just a little name. She
It's
is
fine.
refusing, I feel like, to just like get an alliance. Like, I
Yeah.
do feel like it's a bit weird that we're going into week 3 and she kind of has this alliance, like you said, with D and Angela
Yeah.
and Lala now, but
Because the strategy
she
could
could
work.
be a leader.
Yeah, the strategy could work that she's thinking of about like letting the other people cannibalize each other,
Yeah.
Long as her name. But it's like, I feel the moment her name will come up could possibly be her demise, because who is really going to vouch to make sure, they did it in week 1, like, oh, no matter who she's sitting next to, she's going to survive the week, but it's not going to be too many more weeks of that. And it could be a week that she could crash and burn.
The biggest thing, her biggest problem is that she just is not a threat at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe some people might find her like, whatever, but
Yeah,
she has not shown any type of reasons to not put her on the block. Like, it's gonna just be easy. You're gonna be gracious. You've already shown that you've graciously hopped on the block. I haven't seen you be close to winning probably since night 1. I think she almost won night 1.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't see you really talking to any folks. So I think she's always going to be like, outside of Lala, no one's going to be destroyed because someone put Taylor on the block. Barrett and Drew, they are kind of, well, Barrett in particular, he's losing faith in the crossovers and like larger group of, what is the tool shed? And then Angela and Dee are like off of Drew in particular. How do you feel about that little break?
The thing is, I wonder how serious the Drew thing is, because at the end of the day, he got woken up from his sleep and he's like, oh, I was the last one brought in. But he was one of the first people in the initial 5 with the big group.
Yeah.
And he also knew about the red corner. And then when they formulated the tool shed, he knew of it even before the stuff happened in the room. So it's like now he's creating this narrative that he's the final member brought in, that he was woken up out of his sleep. I just don't see how true it is, because I feel like he's not doing anything counteractive to ensure that the other ones have his back either. He's staying stagnant with it.
I
He's
agree.
only talking to Drew about like, hey, we got to make sure we're whatever. Because if you think about week 1 or even the beginning of week 2, Drew and him both have confessionals speaking on, oh my God, I'm in the perfect spot in the game. And now at the end of week 2, it's an issue that you're in the perfect spot of the game. So I don't know how like I'm really processing the authenticity of him feeling that way. The Drew situation, I felt it was coming. I spoke on it even last week. I feel like Drew is spreading himself a little too thin. His feelings for Melody,
You can say whatever
aka
you want.
Meg, is growing. They're growing. So like now he's feeling like I created this solid thing with Devins and Dee and Angela, but I'm actually really vibing with some of the other people. So I think Drew is in that tough spot because he want to play this Dr. Will strategy game, and I don't know if it's paying off right now.
Yes. For Barrett, I think there's like 2 things happening with Barrett.
Yeah.
One, Barrett is obviously like a super fan, and something, we always hear is
For sure.
you don't want to feel like you're the last person being added to to an alliance. So whether he's like, we know that he should feel safe, but he just knows to think like that. Like he just knows to clock it. But there's nothing that really, like, even if you're at the bottom, you're at the bottom of like, there's other people who really actually at the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think that that's something that people should really get hung up on. Yeah. On the other end, I also feel like he might feel like he's a bit of like Dee's pet. Like I think Dee,
I can see that.
She's a man eater, and maybe sometimes guys get like blinded by the fact that she's eating them up. But watching her from, we know what happened between her and Austin on Survivor 44. And then I watched her on the challenge. That boy, what's his name? Dylan. Boy, Dylan had it out for her. Like there was this guy that I guess she dated prior to filming the challenge of her season. And she was so butthurt the entire season that she kind of played him. Like she didn't, like she flirted with him, but now she's not really with him.
And then she had the little showmance with Johnny Bananas and he felt some type of way. I think his name was Will. Will or Dylan, one of them.
Will, it is Will. Thank you. So so like people get like angry when they see Dee kind of, use them. And I wouldn't be surprised if Barrett felt a little used by her, just like a little pet. But there's the third piece about him that I'm noticing is that there's a bit of a cockiness to him that I don't like. Like because he feels like he's
like it's like chest out, like he's in the confessional with no shirt now. Like I'm smart, I'm that boy. Like I see that. So okay, I'm sensitive. Look at Misha.
I'm a coach. Let me see. So I think he's a little cocky, and he just thinks he's good. He's safe. Like he thinks he got options, all of that, but he don't. And he's also don't make yourself disposable. And he's almost there because he's not. He's not giving this crossover group anything to work with, right? Like he's not talking to other people for information.
And even in the meetings, he's always the back seat, like just like, Or even Devins is checking like, hey, what's up, Big B? Are you good? Like, what's your thoughts? And it's always like, well, it's fine. Yeah, I'm fine. It's okay. Like, and that doesn't do nothing for someone like Devins.
No. And now that we know that he actually did feel away being called in late, that moment actually probably was like a real moment of him spiraling and Devins catching him spiraling.
Yes.
So, I just, that's getting a little rocky, which is interesting. He go talk to Mallory. Go talk to Meg. Like if you're going to do that, then make something happen.
So when it comes out to that, do you think that the tool shed will strike at a Barrett or Drew first, based on everything we've gathered this week?
Angela and Dee want Drew. And let's talk about Drew. As you said, he is spreading himself thin. But he's doing it mostly well if the girls would just let him rock. Because at least he is giving them information, and the information was accurate.
And that's the issue I have with Angela and D is that like it's like I'm giving you the world and you're not appreciating. Like you're thinking, oh yeah, of course I might be with the ops in their down moments and they're talking in the storage room, but every time some information came, I came to you. So it's gonna be hard for Drew to watch this back and see that dang, I was giving them everything and bringing them the information when other stuff was created, every little small talk, every little nuance, and y'all are shitting on me about it. It's kind of hurtful.
Do you think they're like a little jealous that he has so many people? Like that he has all these options?
I think because they expected him to be this like super fan that just loved only
Yes.
on them.
Yeah.
And they're realizing that he's a super fan that knows how to maneuver and they can't take it because they want to be the all-knowing and they want to be the smartest ones in the house that, oh, they know how to play the game, but this rookie know how to play it too. And they're catching that and realizing we may not have as much of a reins on him because when the other side do shoot, they're not shooting at Drew. They're shooting at D,
And
Angela, Devins. They're not shooting at Drew.
the fact, and he's making inroads with Kamu. I
Mm-hmm.
think they have like a final, Drew got
Yeah.
one thing I will say, he got a final two with everybody.
Drew and Kamu actually is putting themselves with a lot of people too. He's playing the game.
He's solid, I will say.
Mhm.
I'm coming around on him. He's pretty
Yeah.
solid. Out of like that trio of him, Chuck, and Haley. I don't have nothing to say about Chuck this week either, by the way.
Yeah. Kamu is definitely the superior of the three. Blah.
Yes. Okay. I can't believe we haven't talked about Rome, but Rome is a cutie. He
I
was in
know.
love. He thought he
need,
was like the hero.
but like, if I had to pick, a basic white guy to be on the show, I need Big Brother to cast more like him. He was very fluid. He played the game. He wasn't scared to do what he had to do. I think he could have railed it in with his love and heart a little bit and maybe been a little more strategic with pulling a group because he had he was creating the Roman Empire, the Mama's Angels. He had Lyric and her girls. He was creating something, but I needed him to solidify it. Like how they solidified Toolshed. If you're going to be the Don Dada, make it happen. So even if I do go, my people are still going to rise and do what they have to do.
Yeah.
That's the difference I feel like he is on someone like me who's really strategic. I would have known how to do that, even if I have to take the fall for my group.
Yeah. If he was able, like exactly what you just said, if he would have been able to build that onion structure officially, he probably could have pulled in Barrett because that's all you would have needed is Barrett, and then you would have had the votes to stay over Lyric. Come on now. Like I feel like if no, it was Melody.
Mel, yeah. I think he could have. The only thing he wouldn't have had Drew anymore, but I think that would have caused D and Angela maybe to do a little something if Barrett even came and be like, hey, the Drew thing. Like if they would have pushed the Drew thing and Mel a little harder, Rome could have stayed.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so but he's gone. I'm glad he didn't win. I
needed Jason another week. No shade. I needed Jason another week. I could see Rome in the future. Let us see a different type of Rome. Like Jason, I needed Jason again. Yeah.
We're not going to see Rome again.
Or like an archetype of Rome. Yeah, an archetype. I wanted to see Jason because it's not sure that we would see another Jason S person.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, especially since Barrett is intent on being straight.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing on Drew before we move on is that I did think that I thought he was Corey. He's kind of turning into a bit of a Dan Giesling.
Oh, I know. I saw a very, like, from the beginning, I saw a very Will Kirby-esque Dan Giesling type of player. It's just if Angela and D, the thing is, I don't know if he's going to be like Will and Dan that will realize when it's time to snipe at D and Angela because they're going to get him first and it's going to hurt his heart. That's what's going to be.
I think he's going to catch it. I do. At some point, he's going to realize that those girls don't give a fuck about him.
I hope so, but it's hard. It's hard. I think something would have to happen, a conversation or something that he's going to have to like, be like, this is what's happening. And he catches it in time. Otherwise, I think it's going to be his demise, trusting them too much.
The worst thing about his place is that because he is the person who tells, like people tell them about their game and he tells other people, but who's going to tell him that D isn't really messing with him? Who's going to tell, Devins is questioning you?
Yeah, because it literally just takes, if he starts to lessen his amount of information to D and Angela, it's going to cause him to be out the door. Because even if they feel he's not bringing as much, it's gonna be like, oh, so what is your purpose with us now?
Yeah.
I'm good, boo. Goodbye.
I'm wondering, you mentioned earlier, we mentioned earlier that
Hmm.
you were on Fear Factor, House of
Hmm.
Fear.
Yeah.
Who would you compare your game to in this house? Like, who do you feel like is most like the player that you were
Ooh.
or would be?
Oh my God, that's a good one. I think it would be a very much so mix of D and Devons. Like I played Fear Factor on a very iconic, been here before type of level. And I think that just comes with my history of even playing these fan made games and online type of situations. So I came there like I've played the game before. And I compared it with all the knowledge I know of Survivor, of Big Brother. And I feel like D and Devons are combining their spirits to just be this all around player. And I feel like it matches a lot how I play it.
I love that. That makes
Mhm.
sense. I did think you were gonna say Devon's because he's the most chaotic. You,
Yeah, because
I don't know.
I definitely was
I kind
chaotic.
of feel like you might have a little Angela in you too, though.
I mean, I'll let you decide once you watch and you tell
Okay,
me who you compare me to, and
okay.
then we'll go from there.
By the way, I don't know if I said this earlier. I live for Angela on the show. On like watching
Mhm.
her on television, I live for it. This cuz she's a
Mhm.
star.
Mhm.
She is
Reality
50
TV, I
something
guess.
years
The
old.
monologues that she thinks about in her bed for 3 hours.
I
Okay, go off.
I just feel like, and maybe it's because she's a white woman, so maybe
Hmm.
like, but I just love the fact that this woman who is past middle age, honestly,
Hmm.
is making herself the main character of
Yeah,
this show. Like she is taking, and maybe also because she's curvy. Like I just
yeah.
appreciate that representation
Because
in that
she was
way.
eating Jason up. No shade. Like Rome was eating Angela. Like you would think that it was going to be Jason eating Angela, but Angela was eating Jason up, and Jason was gagged.
Because when he was like, "Okay, girl, you got it," and she's like, "Pfft," like she just was on him.
Yeah.
Like she was ahead of
Yeah.
him, and I love that for her. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
superlatives.
Hmm.
Hmm. So I don't know who the player of the week is.
Okay, I could go first since you're questioning yours.
Okay.
Okay, so my player of the week this week, if you think about all around how it wasn't even this person's HOH, but every single point of their game happened. She also had a blow up that also brought people closer to her, pushed some people away from her. But I just think player of the week because her agenda got solidified under someone else's reign is Angela.
Okay, that's
You
what I was
gotta give it
thinking.
to her. You gotta give it to her.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, she has America on her side. And I think it was actually kind of smart. Like, in the end, because she got everything she wanted anyways, her
Mhm.
being an egg for a week was great. Like,
It was
like you said,
hilarious for us as viewers too.
yes. Like, so, like, as a star, she was a player of the week, but as a strategic, getting what she wants, I feel like she almost won. Vito almost won HOH. She didn't win, so
Mhm.
like but she's in it. She's
She's up
playing the
there.
game. She's
Yeah,
kind
the first
of.
time she played, she won comps when she needed to. So yeah, she's up in the ranks.
And I also don't know outside of Drew eventually, I don't know who's going Drew outside of Drew and Jason. I don't see anyone being ready to put Angela on the block anytime
Hmm.
soon. Like I just feel like people are going to let her get to Drury. So I'm actually going to I'm going to agree with you there. Strategic player of the week. I'm going to give it to Lyric cuz she doesn't deserve it
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, actually she does. So I'm giving it to Larry just mostly because she was able to get herself off the block. Like, I just
Yeah.
feel like it was a fight between her and Melody, and she won. And she, she stayed in the end. And she had to work for that. Like, she
Yeah,
had
for
to
sure.
talk to a lot of people. I think some people at times were convinced that her and
Hmm.
Rome were through. I hated that was like a storyline, but I think some people did believe it. I think she did charm a couple of the guys.
Yeah.
Devins does think that he has her. So all for, Melody being like, I'm really in it and I'm passionate.
Yeah.
Lyric actually showed her attorney capabilities. So I'm going to give it to her.
Yeah. I think my strategic player of the week will have to go to Rick Devons. I feel like yes, he won HOH, isn't player of the week, but I think it gives that he walked away from having a chaotic HOH, but walked away very scot-free where other people are going to shoot at others, but he is the one who imploded all the drama. So yeah, that's my
Yes.
strategic player.
Thank you for naming that because I actually did want to give Devins his kudos and I gave it a little
Hmm.
bit, but he had a fabulous week. This was a great week for him. Like, no
Yeah.
one thought that Rome was actually going to go home. He got to backdoor him. Like, just everything went exactly as it's supposed to
Exactly.
be.
Yeah.
Any type of blood that could have gotten on his hands, like you said, I feel like he was able
Yeah.
to clean it.
Yeah.
So he had a great week, especially because Angela could have blew him up a little bit, but he was messy but honest. And I
Yeah.
think that's
He knew how to move and shake with it. Like, take the
exactly.
information and move the right way.
I do realize what kind of makes me not like him that much. He gives me youth pastor vibes, like evangelical youth pastor
I
vibes.
mean,
That's
he's a newsman, so that's very close to the same thing. Public
yeah, so
speaking,
that's
knows the right words to say at the right time.
yeah. So that's
Yeah,
my ick about him, but he had a fabulous HOH. Flop of the
exactly.
week, Lala.
Oh, okay. See, she was teeter-tottering on mine as well because like being so butthurt about it doesn't help. Lala, I just feel like she's not realizing where she stand and her harping on that and still not concrete herself with other people. Rome is now gone. So either a new person has to take the reins if the other side wins in a nomination spot, or you concrete yourself with that, or I don't know. I just feel she's not doing enough, and her stock has lowered so much for me. So I agree with that. But I think my flop of the week would have to go. It's just so tough because I want to say Jason,
No, give us a
but
new one.
okay, give a new one. I did Jason last week.
Oh no,
Okay,
I did it. My bad. No, you're right. You can do Jason because I did
no,
Jason
it's
last
okay.
week.
Like because I think you kind of took my. It was given for me. It was either Lala, Jason, or Lyric. But you had me rethinking my thoughts on Lyric because I'm so scared that with Rome gone that she could crash and burn. So my thoughts have been rethought in that little bit of time. So that's why I think I had to like nudge Jason a little bit more because I still feel like with the blow up, Rome is now gone. So who on that other side is still the Don? When they start seeing Jason has won a comp in week 1, Jason has saved himself in week 2, so close in the veto in the second week as well. That could be the next. He already didn't push himself away from a lot of people. Will that also cause him to flop out if his side doesn't win HOH? So I'm hoping Jason could pull some things together, concrete themselves, and hopefully it doesn't stay flop of the week for me.
Jason technically is the flop of the week because not only does, Angela and Drew and Dee and all of them know the game.
Yeah.
Everybody know your game. Like no one is going to be able to truly trust him.
Never fully trust at all.
So he is like dead in the water. So yes, that is right. But he won.
Yeah. So you can't have full. You're right.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain why Lala's my flop in a second, but on the other end, it also could be Meg because Meg did not get herself off the block and she should have been able to get herself off the block. True. And she just does not have anyone outside of Drew and Mallory at this point. Yeah. So my sis, she ain't gained nothing. This is bad. She's another person who can just be on the block anytime now. But yes, Lala is my flop because she could replace Barrett and the Dee and Angela of it all. I think Dee in particular is always kind of looking to pick someone up, have another number, and she could come and be like, y'all, I thought that this, like, I think you might have said this earlier, like, I thought I had these people. These people don't have me. I want to be around loyal people who are going to have my back. Angela. Yeah, like, Angela, I know me and you have been trying to figure something out. I love you. You love me. I know Dee is your number one. I want to be in this with y'all. Right. It could have been like a real thing that she built with them and it's in a serious way. And she just didn't do that. She is flop Lala. Yeah. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is
another
fun.
Week of Big Brother. Yeah.
Another week of Big Brother. So we will be back next week. I do want to me and Geneva Says, Brittany, her YouTube is Geneva Says. We recapped Love Island this past season. We are now recapping Married at First Sight.
Ooh, so it's a good one so far.
It's a good one so far. So I think it's going to be on my YouTube page, but if not, you can find it on Geneva Says, and we'll be back next week. Do you want to give us any updates before we drop off?
No, it's been fun doing this. Big Brother recap with you. I feel like us just toying with both of our ideas of how the game should be played and our
It's
thoughts have
fun.
been going really, really well. And I can't wait to see how it continues to unfold. And, the more y'all want us, the more y'all want us to talk about it, the more we'll make time for y'all. So
Yeah.
if you want to see more of Misha and Lance, speak on it and we'll be here to make do. Y'all
Yeah.
want midweek recaps, whatever, just let us know and we'll be here
Let
to
us
do it.
know. We'll give you
Yeah.
what you want. As long, at a point,
Yeah, exactly.
But thank you guys for watching Reality Muse, and we'll see you guys next week.